Hello, hello.
Hello. Welcome, welcome.
Hello,
Hi,
everybody.
everyone. Welcome in.
How's it going?
Happy birthday to us.
Happy birthday to us. I don't think I've
I
ever
love
said that
the
sentence
snail on
before.
I love the snail on the front slide. That's very, very
Yeah.
cute.
I love the cat ear attachments to the headphones as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We were just talking about how Sneal is like basically a cat, and it's just, full circle.
for sure.
True, true.
I cannot argue with that.
For sure. Beautiful.
I'm
Just
probably
letting
gonna be very
everyone
low
turn up.
energy. Yeah,
That's
I have
so
now
fun.
been awake for a whole 25 minutes. So
Oh, wow.
Ah,
We appreciate.
the commitment.
Time to brush the
I
dust
mean it
off.
is 10 a.m. So
Yeah, fair.
Shout out to my guys at 6 p.m.
Truly.
a commendable time zone.
I just came from work, so I'm also tired, but for like opposite reasons.
That's
Start of the day versus end of the day.
Absolutely. I will say this is a fantastic day to get find at room. I'm excited.
Ooh. Also, to everyone still crunching on the pod jam, which deadline is in. Wait, let me look up when the deadline actually is.
We could just put the deadline in the corner so everybody can be stressed.
Scary.
We want to stress you out.
It's in
Got-
like 7 hours.
Yeah. 6
Yeah.
hours, 52 minutes, 39, 38, 37, 36 seconds, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
The home stretch.
You're
all
feeling
coming
the pressure,
together.
guys. Is anyone in the mod stream right now, like, finished with their jam project? Is anyone in chat finished with their jam project?
I think my team is in a VC now, like listening to the episode possibly.
Oh,
So I think
that's nice.
they're almost finished, if not finished.
That's nice. Yeah, there's still some time.
Yeah. I can say that Nat is editing actively on our team right now.
Nice. That's exciting. Yes, I'm super excited to hear everyone's shows. I feel like they've gotten longer this year. Like by everyone.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah.
Nia said there's going to be like an hour. I swear
They
someone
said that
else
they
was
were
editing
trying
an
to
hour
make it
long
2
one.
hours long.
2
Mine's almost
hours.
an
Oh
hour.
my
I
god.
think it's gonna be like probably like 50 minutes, which was not the plan, to be
What?
honest.
Wow.
That's crazy.
How did you
Yeah.
edit this?
I didn't edit it, so shout out to Ollie.
My god.
That's wild.
That's insane. I think we're clocking in like 30 odd minutes, I think.
I feel like 30 is like a realistic high goal. You know what I mean? If you're doing over 30, you're kind of to the point where it's like too much.
And you were saying, Tesh?
Forgot.
Sorry for cutting you off. Yeah, it's First year I did 22 minutes, second year I did 27, and this year 30 something. We'll find out when the edit is over.
Ooh.
So if the trend continues, God forbid.
In 50 years, what will it be?
The exponential increase of the Podjam episode scale.
I'll have to go to having like a full week long stream to go over all the episodes.
Doom, that would be something. Okay. I think we've waited about 10 minutes now. Well, we entered 2 minutes
Yeah.
late, so 8 minutes. And therefore, I think we can get into it.
Mm-hmm.
See if my nope, it's not cooperating. Let me know when the screen has switched to a full screen of the same presentation. It's not cooperating.
Shout out to Twitch for being annoying. Shout out to everyone from the PBC for being amazing.
Yes.
Shout out to Quills and their beautiful slideshow.
Mm.
Thank you.
Mm.
I hope
Big shout out.
it was thrown together a bit. I hope it's good. I hope it's gonna be insightful.
I mean,
Well,
I'm setting the bar pretty low. Oh, you guys haven't
No.
seen my presentation in full yet, but I gave you a little screenshot earlier, and let's just say I made that thing in 2 minutes.
Excited.
Yeah, based on that, mine's like half a step above yours. But
We're really
Okay.
high achievers here in PVC, if anybody was wondering.
It has managed to switch over, by the way, Quills. It is now
Perfect.
a big presentation.
Nice. So yeah, with that, welcome to the 3 years podcast book club, which is crazy. 3 years, huh?
Woo!
Yes. As Finch said earlier in the server before, it feels like it's been more than 3 years, but it also feels like it's been less than 3 years. Like it's just wild.
Mm.
The passage of time is haunting
Truly,
us.
truly. Yeah, when I think about like everything that's happened like in my life, 3 years is PBC has always been there to support and guide. um, but yes, we will have a little presentation to share with you all. We prepared small presentations. We have a bit of an award ceremony, or like a bestow titles upon mods ceremony. Then we have member messages that lovely members have sent in to read out some questions. You are always welcome to ask questions that we will answer anytime. There will be a segment at the end, but you can ask them anytime and they will be noted or answered immediately. Who knows? I want to review the past year. I think that's pretty much what we will be doing today. And with that, the first slide is reviewing the past year. Obviously,
Wow.
there's so much more has happened. This is just the bigger event PBC things. But our PBC year starts 27th of April. So that is when the last Podjam also ended around this time. And that was very fun. So basically we celebrate PBC from Podjam to Podjam. Good stuff. Then yeah, and then the very exciting thing that happened this year is that some of the mods met up in real life. I mean, some know each other in real life, but there was a continental overlap, continental meetup. So that was very exciting, very fun. We basically used the occasion of the Amelia Project live show and used that as an occasion to meet up and do some travels, which is very nice. It's very nice to have found community and people to share that with. I think we will also have some pictures later to share. I guess I could also put them in here right now. That would probably make sense.
Yeah.
Give me 2 seconds. I will set that up while someone else can maybe continue on with this review.
Yeah. So what follows after that? Continuing with the timeline, we've got a bunch of things that we listened to together, which is really cool. Shout out to the show running team. It's something I overlook at the moment, but mostly like the driving power is Megan Kristen at the moment. Hmm. Anyone else want to add anything?
I would also second shout out to the show running team. Y'all are killing it. It's fun.
Almost got it. I need to dust off my rusty adding images skills.
We
I
got
guess
a range
also a
of
good
people in class.
segue-
Oh, sorry.
a good segue into also trip pictures is Quills and I were talking about this earlier, but the first pod camp happened in September last year, but we actually planned most of it while we were in the UK on our trip together.
In a little cafe in Whitby.
Yes.
And there is a picture of the cafe of our food that we had because that's
Aw.
important. That's what people care about.
It was so
Yeah, but it
cute
was
though.
really different for us to, a lot of us have been working together for at least some time, but it was really different to be talking about PBC stuff like across a table from each other instead of, at our computer desks halfway across the world. So that was cool.
Yeah, that was for sure a huge difference.
What was fun is that I saw you guys, none of you guys sent me a picture of yourself. So I just
True.
turned up and I was like, I'm looking for a group of 3 people who I know, but I don't know what they look like. And then you guys arrived and I was like, oh yeah, that's them. Yeah. Yeah. I can instantly, somehow the personality fits these 3 faces that I've never seen in my life before.
Seems accurate. I mean, I think we were also actively looking out, trying to
Yeah.
find.
Yeah, we looked like tourists. We looked lost. It's pretty obvious.
And yeah, you guys met Nat before she joined the mod team
We did.
as well, I believe.
Yeah. I think barely. I think it was around the same time, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Initiation.
We were the incentive.
She was here for a mod meeting before like joining the mod team. How many people can say that, huh?
Haha. I almost got it. I am struggling.
No worries.
Yes. Perfect. Let's hope this transition works.
Yay. If the transition doesn't work, guys, just pretend it did.
Imagine you see stuff. Yeah, so that's the
Aw.
pictures that were dug out. Like we said, basically we met up for the Amelia project, and I'm not sure. Yes, there's the image of the cafe on the left side, eating these. Can you see it? Eating
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah.
eating the food. That was when PodCamp was born. So anyone who loves PodCamp, discussions were happening during that time. Plans were made real, and it was very, very interesting to see how fast a plan could evolve when you're actually sitting next to each other. Different workflow for sure.
Mm.
We were actively going, should we do another event? And then we were like, why not? Thus podcast.
We love more work, more project, more project.
More. Yes. Always. So
Yeah, it was quite nice
that
as well. I just want to say, like, because originally you guys were just going to go to London, and then I got on a call on a meeting with you guys and just stayed for a while, and I was like, Manchester.
It's right there.
It's kind of cool. Like it's kind of cool. Like maybe you could. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of cool. And then you made the dedicated trip all the way down there, so I'm very appreciative for that.
Of course. No, it was very fun. For me, it was the first time driving on the left side of the road,
Oh yeah.
which was an interesting
Yeah.
experience, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, but also it took some getting used to.
It was so
It
good
was
because
stressful
like
too, because go ahead, Cole.
I was gonna say because I was the one who went with Quills to get the car.
Yes.
I don't drive. We're in this car, and then we got like this like picking up from the airport. There's so many roundabouts,
Yes.
infamous roundabouts in the airport. The
Yeah.
airport is just roundabouts. There's nothing else. It's just roundabouts. So I'm going around all these roundabouts, and I'm like stressing because I'm like I don't know. I'm trying to help, but I don't even know my left and right. And Chris is like, "You're doing a great job. You're actually really calm." And I'm like, "I don't feel calm, but thank you."
No, it was great. It helped a lot. No, it really did. I was trying to get
And
my left and right together.
then we had our like 2-hour drive where I somehow ended up in the passenger seat, even though I've also never driven in the UK. And I was like converting in my head while we're driving kilometers per hour to
Yes.
miles per hour because there was like a disconnect between the car and the road.
There's the
Really
two
an
Brits with you.
experience.
Neither of them can drive.
The two people
And
with
then
two
the other
butts.
passenger's from Poland. So like, yeah.
Yep. 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 No, but it was great. We made it. We survived. We're here. We presented PodCamp to y'all. We presented more PVC stuff to y'all. That's the most important part. Oh, so I see pointing points, Percy Jackson. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We
We
looked
saw
at,
both the Lightning Thief and the Mad Ones, which is the other picture of the car.
which was very fun because we didn't actually plan to see the Mad Ones, but as we were
Yeah.
going in to see the Lightning Thief, Finch saw it and was like, I want to see that.
I was
Is
so
there
excited.
a
It's one of
way?
my favorite musicals ever, and it hasn't been staged in many years. And it just happened to be there when we were there.
Exactly. So we asked the ladies at the counter, and she was like, "There's actually not tickets left," but she was working on getting standing tickets going. And she would call us in like an hour or two if she got them. And we got them. That was nice.
Mm.
Anyway, I feel like we should probably not be blabbering on too much about about this now. Gonna transition over. But yeah, the rest of the year has been we did our second audio fiction convention, which was very fun to know the knowledge of the first, but still have it be different, just because there's always a difference with different people. And the third year of PodJam, which is it sounds great because it is. Then yes, about the mod team.
Woo.
We thought it would be fun to give you, because this is like a anniversary celebration, so we're doing a bit of like a year in review, to talk a little bit about just how the mod team has evolved. Just because looking back at it is, I think it's quite interesting, and I feel like we also often don't talk that much about it. Does anyone want to kick that off?
Yeah, so I'd like to just say, like, we have certain roles and certain titles for certain jobs and tasks that we do, but to be honest, and the PBC is an all hands on deck approach to running an organization in that, yeah, someone might have this title, but they probably are also involved in everything else that they want to be involved in too. And so a lot of the projects that you see are mostly run by everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then we also do have specific tasks and responsibilities for ourselves too.
Yes, because this is no longer a like a project and community that can be done by one or two people. There's so many with so many events, so many things that we're doing. Also a lot of things back end that are not really visible, that it's impossible to have them run by or to have everyone always think of everything. So we divided
Yeah.
up the task up to people. So
Divide
us.
and conquer.
Exactly. But I think it's very fun to see how, because at some point we then created a separate server to add more channels to divide and conquer all these different events, and to see that like grow step by step as more things come along. At some
Yeah,
point,
even that's like an interesting point because we just used to have like a private mod chat in the PBC server, and now we have an entire second server that has 1,001 channels, it feels like.
it
It has
feels like.
grown exponentially.
I'm actually, I don't know if any of you want to talk about it, but I feel like Owen and Tesh, you were kind of thrown into the server as it is. What was that overwhelming, or like did that surprise you or not? Is that how you thought it would be run or not?
I mean, it's set up pretty well. Like it's well organized. Things make sense. There's somewhere to talk about anything that needs to be talked about. It's easy to find things. Um, like there's enough channels that occasionally I'll be looking for something and it takes me a second to find it. But everything's there. There's a bunch of resources. There still is no server image though, which
True.
I take personally with. But other than that, it's yeah, it was a good one to be thrown into, I think.
That is so true. Every now and then I think about the fact that there is no server image.
I think one of the
There
things that
hasn't
Tesh,
been one since we made it.
Oh,
Would it be bad now to add one? Is the thing.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
question.
yeah.
I think one of the things that Tesh didn't mention there is the rest of the mod team are wonderful human beings and
Oh
just
yeah, absolutely.
ready to help at a moment's notice. Like
Yeah.
everything's all set up
I stress
nice
over
and
emails. I stress over emails and people are often willing to put an email.
Yes.
it's good fun.
Right
Yes.
back at you guys.
Exactly. It's good fun.
100%. You guys have been absolute massive helps in a lot of the stuff that we do. Honestly, every member of this team is like invaluable in what they do. We achieve so much. We are a small team, but we achieve a lot just purely because we work together and have initiative and just get stuff done, which I really appreciate, and I think is quite amazing, to be honest. It's not. I'm not passing my own back. I'm passing everybody's backs there, by the way.
All around. Yes. Yeah. If there is any questions you have, we are thinking of doing a little deep dive into, I don't know if anyone's interested in that, so let us know if you are interested in that. A deep dive into how we structure the team. So looking into meetings and channels and the way we file things, I suppose. Like just to structure a deep dive into how we currently run the PVC. So that would be a separate stream that we are planning to do. If there is interest, let us know. And we will probably also send out a form where you can submit some questions or some topics or something you'd like to know more about.
Little planning behind the scenes, chaos.
Mostly chaos, no.
The
It's good
question is,
fun.
how do you get a bunch of random strangers on the internet to do all this stuff together? That's the interesting thing that I think, and I think about every now and again. It's like, wow, just some guys came together and now all this exists. So we can show you how that happens.
True. Yes. That is actually very fascinating. That is true. Just by sheer willpower and motivation.
Mm.
Yes. Okay, I should probably speed this along because we still have some things to get through. Presentations. We asked
Yay.
you to submit presentation topics. I think we've picked a couple presentation topics, but also have some of our own, I think, or we took our own spin on them at some point. But yes, we have many presentations for you.
Yay.
Are we? Cole, would you like to start?
We're gonna set the bar low, okay? Every presentation that comes after this, you're gonna be so amazed by sheer contrast, okay, guys? I hope you're ready.
No, it's gonna be
Somebody
fantastic. You need to share your.
somebody
Oh yeah.
sent something. They said fan fiction and fan art. And I was considering just reading a fan fiction to you guys, but that's not really a presentation. So here we have, wow, so amazing fan art. I'm gonna wait until it hops up on stream before I begin.
Yes. Working on it.
Nice. But yeah, so what happened before this? Like an hour ago, I went into the PBC server. Surprise, surprise. I went in there and I said, guys, tell me about podcast characters. Tell me how you headcanon they look, and I will draw them. And since then, I have drawn them. This is something I did. I actually had less time than you might think because I sent that message from work, and I got home like an hour ago or so. So these were made very quickly, with much love, but very quickly.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. All right, everybody, buckle in, strap in. This is Wow So Amazing fan art. You ask for fan art or fan fiction presentation, I deliver one. Tune into my 10-hour Magnus Archives fan fiction reading another time. Okay. 1 second. Let's go. Big little disclaimer. I can draw. This is something I'm able to do. Over there on the, I don't know on my left and right, the left, you can see the concept art for my Podjam project, but with the wrong title, and some other little pieces of art I've done before. Okay.
I want to.
This is. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I want to add in that the concept art on the left was drawn on a phone with a
Oh,
finger.
true. That's so true. And yet it's going to be very different from what you're about to see, even though that is the bar there. So let's go. I hope you guys love this. Yeah, but I made this so fast. Yay. Here we have drawn at my desk at work on a 10-minute break. This is Elias Bouchard from the Magnus Archives. He is old and wears a vest. Mm-hmm. Yep, understood. All right, next one. This is Mike Walters from Woebegone. Took me a second to remember that one. I don't know how to draw beards, but he keeps going on about how he has a beard. I'm on like episode 20 something. He keeps talking about his beard, so I'm assuming he has a beard. He calls himself handsome a lot too. So I don't know if that's handsome, but also I think he's probably tired. He goes through a lot. I also gave him piercings. He just gives me vibes. So that's him. Okay, next. I hope I got his name right. Next, we have from Doctor and Lizard. We have Lizzie P. Izzard. That's not Pizzard. That's P. Izzard. Their head is empty. Okay. That's this person. Okay. Next up, we have Nora from Space Specs. I was told that she's having a rough time of it, which is why her facial expression is a little grumpy. She's a little bit grumpy. Okay. She's going through it. Okay. Then my Apple Pen died, but actually it didn't die. I just hadn't screwed the cap on correctly, which meant that I lost even more time. Okay. This is, now, forgive me for the pronunciation. I think this is Solil. I thought this was for Airship Airheads. I have been informed that the title may have changed to How to Steal a Ship. This is from a Podjam project. Check out Podjam when these guys are released. You can check out this four-armed pirate. Okay. And next we have Roy Kaplan. I was given the description that Roy Kaplan is a nerd and he has glasses, but they are not prescription. There he is. It's Roy Kaplan from Roy Kaplan. All right. Is that the end of the presentation? That might be the end of the presentation, guys. I
Beautiful.
think that's the end of the presentation. It is. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, because that's all you're getting. All right.
That was beautiful.
Amazing.
That was fantastic. Thank you very much, Cole.
On to the good presentations. Let's go.
I love that. I can't remember who I said next. I think I said Tesh.
Yes.
Putting you on the spot. Would you like to share your screen?
Indeed, I can do that. Beautiful. This was our another one of the requests that was sent in. Somebody asked, what HEMA weapons would my favorite characters use? For those who don't know, I do sword fight. I do historical European martial arts. Um, I specifically do French small sword, which I will be talking about a little bit more. Um, yeah, ooh, it's up. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, this is by me, if you couldn't tell. So to define weapons, I'm going to talk about historical weapons. The requester specified HEMA, so I'm going to be doing weapons that are commonly seen um, in the HEMA practice. And I'm biased towards small swords because it's the best. To go over just a few some basic weapon information. We'll do some types of swords. So this is a small sword. They are the best sword. This is objective fact. They are small, light, and very fast. They're the historical descendant of rapiers and the predecessor of modern Olympic fencing. Historical small sword style is quite similar to modern épée fencing. There's some differences, but largely pretty similar. Uh, and they're also very underutilized in modern media, which is a huge shame, but that's okay. We deal. Then there's also rapiers, big small sword, technical term. Uh, so with a rapier, you can do thrusts and cuts, whereas with a small sword, at least in tournament settings, you only do thrusts. So think Princess Bride for rapiers. And there's long swords. This is two-handed, which means you're closer quarters. There's a lot more force behind it. And they are primarily cutting. You can thrust, but it's a little bit more difficult, and there's an emphasis on cutting. Think Lord of the Rings. Then we have a broadsword. This is a one-handed cutting one. You can also thrust, and it's often used with a buckler, which is a small round shield held in the offhand. Usually these have pretty significant hand protection on your main hand, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, we're going to define characters. I couldn't think of a good image to put on the slide, so this is an image of my parents' dog in the shower because she's weird. Um, so the character. We're going to do audio drama only. I was going to throw in a few extra ones from other media that I enjoy, but I largely consume a lot of fantasy, so most people who I was thinking of already use a sword. And I'm bad at favorites. These are mostly main characters from shows that I like and have listened to semi recently. Without further ado, Red Valley. Um, my headcanon with this is that Warren and Gordon would show up to a HEMA club. They'd see people fighting with long swords, and they'd be like, wow, that's like Lord of the Rings. I want to do that. And then they would do it. Um, yes. I think Audrey would use a rapier, and then Clive doesn't get a sword because he's the worst. For the tower, I think Kiri would also have a rapier. Um, it requires a bit more strength to use than a small sword, and she strikes me as somebody who would have quite a bit of physical strength. Um, but also that's still pretty fast, and I mean, if you're climbing a big tower, you gotta be pretty quick and nimble. I think Chris would be the friend who comes to watch but doesn't participate. And then Ike has a longsword because vibes. For Camlin, I think Perry would have a rapier, Di would have a small sword, Morgan and Gwen would have longswords, and Gwen would have a small sword. For the Harbingers, I think both of them, both Amy and Adam, would use small swords. They're very much the academic types, and small sword lends itself well to that. Two of the people in my HEMA group who do small sword are literature majors. Um, most of us are pursue very nerdy and rather academic things. So um, I think they fit the vibes. For the Magnus Archives, I think Snoneth and Jims would not sword fight. Um, yeah, Barton would do rapier with the SCA, which is the Society for Creative Anachronism. They're more focused on like historical reenactment, kind of vaguely, and I think he'd be into that. And also their rapier style is slightly different from HEMA. It's a little bit lighter, and I can see him doing that. Sasha would do longsword. Tim would do rapier. And once again, Elias would not get a sword because there's no swords for evil people. They don't deserve them. For the Silt verses, I am only like 6 episodes in, but I think Carpenter would use a small sword and Faulkner would use a broadsword. And yes, I had the slide on the broadsword in the beginning for this one slide. And yes, thank you. That was my presentation. This is an image of a dog that I saw in the National Gallery in DC a few months ago. But yes, that is my presentation.
This is beautiful, Tish. I love it. I love how much thought you put into this.
That was amazing.
Thank you. It was mostly at 1 a.m. last night.
It's beautiful. I love that you have the reasoning for all the characters and everything. This is great. And I especially love your denial that falls to certain individuals. I'm so here
Yes.
for that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good.
None granted. I do have a question. General sword question.
Go for it.
What is the specific purpose of, like, I think it's called a guard? Like right right by the handle, that's like it goes like
Yeah.
fancy out.
Like, are you thinking like a rapier where it's like kind of swept and it looks kind of like wires going over it? Or just like on any sword
Oh
where
wait,
it
hold on.
covers the hand?
I took your presentation away. Give me 2 seconds. I'll put it back. Yes, that. I mean, I guess the
This
twirls are
one.
for fancy, but like, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, pretty much any sword is going to have some sort of guard that is between the blade and then the hilt. Um, Oftentimes it'll be kind of round, and that's meant to protect the hand. Um, if you're fencing and like when you're parrying, if you get your hand up, the the guard is in a position that it's able to take the point and like move it far away from you because like they're long and straight. Like if you get a little bit of an angle, it moves it
Ah.
really far.
Mm-hmm.
So that's to protect the hand. It's to assist with parrying. Um, and then any additional protection from the hand varies from sword to sword. Depends on what the kind of sword is meant for. Um, but with a guard like on a rapier, because it's cutting, there's more protection there. Um, and so that's meant to protect like cuts from the side. With a small sword, because it's primarily a thrusting weapon, there's generally a smaller guard protecting the hand, and then um, the knuckle bow, which is the piece coming off the side, that's very small because it's really not used much. It's largely stylistic. Italian small swords generally don't even have a knuckle bow.
Hmm.
And then you have a broadsword, because it is a one-handed cutting weapon. There's always a lot of hand protection there.
Huh.
But yeah,
Okay, thank you.
there's my sword knowledge of the day.
This is good. This is good. Thank you. Any other questions?
Yes, ask me the sword questions. I could do an Elficon panel on sword fighting next year. I don't know how relevant that would be to audio fiction. Um, but
We did have a question. It was like, which sword would this dog use?
oh, I'm assuming the one at the end.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, I think that dog is a little bit devious.
Mm.
Just we can this guy. He's devious.
Mm-hmm.
But he also kind of reminds me of that one dog that's like on Instagram who has the arming sword that has been trained to like swing it around and sword fight its owners. So I think because of that, I can see it using an arming sword,
Hmm.
which
I
is
have
like a
also,
long sword
sorry,
basically. Oh, you're all good.
I was gonna say I've also noticed that this dog appears to have human hands or something similar.
Yep.
So it's quite adapted to using the sword. So I think yes, this sounds right.
Yes, if it was able to stand up on its back legs and like hold it in the hand normally,
Mm.
I think maybe it would use a rapier because it gives like um French aristocrat.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yes, love that. Okay. Thank you very much for this presentation.
Thank you guys. Thank you to the person who submitted this. This was so much fun.
Okay.
And if anybody ever has sword questions at another time, I am always happy to talk about swords.
Yeah. Just at Tesh and ask a question. You will get answers.
Yes, you will.
Someone said I just saw the news of our jam episode being officially submitted. Hooray! That's good. That's good stuff.
Beautiful.
Congratulations.
I'm so excited to, after the stream, to look at the submissions and see how much more has come. We're so close to the deadline.
How many episodes are we expecting? Do we know?
23?
I'm gonna have so many
that's about
podcasts to
right.
listen to.
Don't worry, we'll be binging them all in
Yes.
one weekend.
Yes.
Woo!
Exactly. All right. Moving on. Next, we want to, well, we're going to have more presentations after this, 2 more. But in the middle, we want to do a little presentation break and talk about the emotes, the cats, the PBC cats. I will, let me see if I can, how did I do? Why are they on top? Yes, I will remove us for a second, just so we can actually see the cats. And they're not hidden by us, but we will return, no worries. So this is just, I just love this image because it's just accumulation of all the cats. All the cats were drawn by Moth. And Sneal, 3 of the Sneals were done by Finch, correct me if I'm wrong. And then the sleepy Sneal on the top was done by Owen. So that is our emotes. And I love just to show that this has evolved. I think it's super fun. All of these have a bit of lore, and as they were created, the cats specifically were created by Moth, and Moth unfortunately cannot be here with us today, but Moth has sent in a voice note, a, vo- a voice, wow, a voice note. Yes, I've momentarily transferred. And so we will be listening to that together, so you can learn about the BBC cats because I feel like we've never officially actually talked about them. I have not yet listened to that voice note, so I think for all of us it will be new information, or at least a new note. For that, I will move on to this slide, which shows all of the cats and Neil with names, and then let me know if you can hear it because I will start playing in just a moment.
Okay, hello. Hi, everybody. It's Moth. I'm unfortunately unable to attend the stream today. I do have finals next week, so I've got classes and study halls at be at today. But I wanted to take some time to really quickly just give a little rundown of the cats. I designed all the PBC cats, and I'm just gonna start from the slide I see over at Offie Cat and kind of just like talk about them. So, Offie Cat is obviously the
I
Offie
think Discord
cat.
picked that up. Apologies.
I thought it'd be fun to incorporate the antenna design and kind of make him a little alien freak because I thought he was silly. Um, in my personal headcanon, Offie Cat like is a little chaos demon who sleeps for like most of the year except for the month leading up to OffieCon and the actual convention itself. Is my personal favorite little Blorbo baby. Um, and yeah, I also, with all the cats, I incorporated the PBC 2 main blue colors as either eye colors or collar colors or wherever I could fit those colors in. So, drifting over to the PBC cat, that's just the staple baby. The very first one I ever made was actually the sparkle confetti one, which you can kind of see there in the middle. And I made PBC Cat because I was like, oh, it would be really fun to like have a mascot. Quills and Yet and I were doing a art stream, and I was like making Twitch emotes and like server emotes, and I was like, oh, I don't know what kind of stumbled into the conversation, but we kind of just like landed on cat for mascot, and then I was just experimenting with designs that were simple and fun that would
Yeah,
translate well
Quills,
when
it
they
seems
were,
like nothing's
made
getting
smaller
picked
pixel
up.
wise.
Do you think maybe like
And
sharing your
I guess a fun
screen
fact.
in the Discord call might be enough to get that audio?
Oh wait, you've not been hearing any of that?
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Wait.
It's all good.
Wait, it is? Oh, okay,
Oh, other
okay.
people are hearing it? Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. That's on me.
No worries. Okay. Perfect.
Just experimenting with designs that were simple and fun that would translate well when they were, made smaller pixel wise. And I guess a fun fact about BBC Cat is that it's the only cat that has a bell on its collar. Then we'll jump down to Jam Cat, went through a lot of redesigns and a lot of really fun stuff. Um, Jam Cat is just a silly little baby, and I love Jam Cat. I like how squishy and liquidy they are, and I like to think that like the closer that we get to jam being done, like the bigger they are, because there's like more jam in the jar, quote unquote, or whatever. Because I'm silly. Uh, and my headcanon for Jam Cat is that they are a lot like my cat PK, who is an obsessive group. Like he needs to like constantly be licking. He needs to constantly be. I can't know if you can hear them, but they're actively being freaks. Um, I didn't make Sneal. I know about Sneal, and I would say I love Sneal, and I would die for Sneal. And my headcanon for Sneal is that um, they need a lot of caffeine, and well, they think they need a lot of caffeine, but they don't actually at all. And last but not least is Camp Cat, who was kind of inspired by like making s'mores, like a toasted marshmallow, and I was like trying to think of a way that would make that like interesting without just making them like a food-based cat. Ran through a lot of designs, and then I was like, you know what? I'm thinking of this specific cat, and I don't remember it off the top of my head, but it's a type of big paws. So sorry. Um, type of ocelot. um, or something in that adjacent area. And I was like, that's fun for camp because for the first theme of camp, we kind of had like a horror theme, which was really fun. It wasn't really like purely horror, but a lot of people kind of leaned into the aspect of it with the time travel stuff. I feel, or maybe I'm misremembering. That's entirely possible. I am getting ready to go to class right now, but I wanted to knock this down so you could all hear from me and stuff. And I'm really awkward. Super sorry. But yeah, I like Camp Cat a lot because they're the tallest. They're huge in comparison to the others. I think their face is really silly. It's really simple. It's very sweet. They've got the most detail, but they're probably one of my favorites to draw shape-wise because they're just so like long, so shape. And my personal headcanon is that Camp Cat likes to lay down in the campfire, because they're a little toasted marshmallow. Have a great rest of the stream, everybody.
Yes. That was booted in. Moth from the ether.
I love the cats in the background actively like making noises during the cat recording.
Yes.
Beautiful.
They were paid actors for sure.
Apologies
Oh,
again for interrupting real quick.
no
So
worries.
I was like,
No
oh, Quills, you should share your screen. And it was sharing on Twitter. Anyways, that was a very good little blurb about the cats. I appreciate it.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out to Moth for recording that last minute. And yes, I know. I know there was a question asked to us that we should propaganda what our favorite PVC cat is. I cannot land on a favorite. It is very hard, I feel. But do any of you have favorite or leaning towards favorite cats for any reason at all? Or Sneal?
For me, it's definitely either PBC cat or Orphy cat, just because they're the OG. You can see them hugging each other there. I love the fact that the Orphy cat has TV head antennas, like the Orphy Con logo. You know, that's so
Yes.
good. And then like PBC cat is just a cute OG. So those are my opinions.
Yep, I agree. I love the antennas as well. I
Pretending
also
to
love.
be shocked because Cole uses cat hug emote all the time.
Are use
True.
it outside of like PBC as well. I use it in all of my conversations with anyone that I know. I use PBC cats hugging to be like happy.
Yeah, it is.
I added the PBC cat hugging as like a custom emote on my phone so I could use it while I was texting.
Oh, I'm not on that level yet, but I should be.
Sounds like someone needs to up their fan level.
I do. I've been outfanned.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I think my favorite is also Offie Cat because I like his antenna. Sorry, Tesh. That was it. You
Oh,
can
you're
go.
all good. I mean, I'm gonna mix it up and say I really like Jam Cat because I appreciate the pun.
Yeah. 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 Agreed. Is there anyone in chat who has a favorite cat by looks or by any other reason or by any of the headcanons that were just voiced?
I just want to ask Owen, do you have a favorite pet?
I absolutely do have a favourite, and that is Snail. Snail for the win. A, because I can't choose between any of the other cats, and so then the obvious choice is that not quite a cat, but a cat in my heart. And B, just a little rascal. Look at that face.
Yeah.
This is true.
Pure chaos.
He
Pure
just
chaos.
wants to spread love and chaos.
And is the cat at heart with the cat ear headphones. For sure.
Truly just like in all of the pockets.
Yep. Love that. Okay. Unless there's any very pressing opinions to voice, I think we can move on. Beautiful. Two more presentations to be given. Who of you would like to start? I think, oh, wait. I think we just have Owen left, right? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Would you like to share
Just
your
me then.
screen, Owen?
I can indeed.
Yep, that should be. Yes.
Amazing. Wonderful. There will be questions at the end. Well, question and answers at the end. If you put your hands up, we can sort you out then and there. For what I'm going to get into, if it'll do the thing, my very poorly managed but well stocked podcast fish tank, also known as What Wet Creature Would Some of My Favourite Podcasts Be? This is my empty podcast aquarium, and we're going to fill it. First up, Desert Skies. Desert Skies is the mimic octopus. It is a one-man production. There are so many voices in this thing. Phenomenal. It's a delight to listen to, much like a mimic octopus is a delight to watch. But it's actually heartache and love. And there are some content warnings if you ever plan on listening to this thing. Mimic octopuses. There will be pictures after each instance, so you get a look at what the actual creature is. Some of them, you'll see. The Magnus Archives. Does anyone want to take a guess at what I've put here? I will give one Owen point if someone gets it right. I don't know what Owen points can be redeemed for, but
We have a crab in chat.
I'm afraid it's not a crab.
A squid?
I'm gonna say. Oh, we got an. Okay. Tesh, yeah.
Tesh gets a point. Anglerfish.
Yeah.
I mean, how could it be anything else? It will draw you in. Mystery, horror, intrigue, well-written plots, and then suddenly it's 4 days later you haven't slept and you're just crying over everything that's gone on. I will post that link sometime in the future. Reminds me, it's good. Anglerfish. Professor Pandemonium's peculiar panoply. It is a lionfish, or at least I think it's a lionfish. They are big, flashy, entrancing little creatures, but big thorns. And those big thorns have a little bit of venom, just something to kind of catch you. There are your content warnings. And there is your lionfish. Welcome to Night Vale, an OG. Beta fish. Big, flowy, fun, all pomp. And then, genuinely, you start digging with a betta fish, and it's all weird. Beta fish are so strange, much like Welcome to Night Vale. There are your content warnings. Here is your fish. I'm sorry I couldn't get one more magenta-y purple, so that's where we're going. King's Fall AM. Coelacanth. It's over. It's finished. It died. We're never seeing it ever again. It's gone. Except every so often the name just pops out of nowhere. There is no news. I just need to fill my tank. Your content warnings. And your coelacanth. Those things are huge. That picture doesn't do it quite as much justice, but they can grow meters. The Tower. This is one that came specifically from the podcast book club, you wonderful human beings. It is a big fin squid. Very few people know it exists, and then suddenly it's there. And it just fills kind of all your vision. It's a very quick, very short podcast. And much like the big old tentacles of a big fin squid, the soundtrack just loves to flow right behind it. There is your squid. The Mist Home Museum of Mystery, Morbidity, and Mortality. I think is a clownfish. It nestles itself in amongst all these strange, deadly artifacts. And it's really interesting to just watch the whole thing live and breathe and do its thing. And again, beautiful, beautiful piece of audio. There are your clownfish in anemones. Midnight Burger. Maybe a controversial opinion, but it's a grouper. Looks big, seems kind of scary to get into, but you get into that thing and it's just good vibes all the way down. Anytime you're doing anything in an audio drama space, you just have to look up and you can just see Midnight Burger sitting, waiting its turn. There are your content warnings. Here are your groupers. Questions. Also, remember to feed your audio fish and house them properly, lest they escape and run away.
I have a quick question.
Go for it.
For the Magnus Archives content warnings, did you link the song?
I absolutely 100% linked the song.
Amazing.
Hence why I will provide that as soon as we finish.
Highly recommend listening to anyone who has. It's very.
There isn't a content warning that the Magnus Archives doesn't touch on. And the song's
It's
just
true.
phenomenal.
It is.
Thank you for that presentation, Owen.
You're very welcome. If there are no questions, I shall take my leave.
Beautiful. I love this. I love the idea of like an aquarium just filled with podcast fish. Anyone who has fish, you should assign your fish podcasts.
I didn't quite have time, but I was going to take all the little podcast art, like logo things, and stick them in the aquarium.
That'd be fun. Maybe you can send that to the PBC later, and then
I can absolutely do that.
present your tank full
I
of
was just
podcast
giving
fish.
Owen homework.
Send it along with the link.
I'm used to homework in here.
Hey, listen, we get work done.
We do.
Okay. Beautiful. I don't even remember what happens next. I'll be honest, so we'll just press the button and find out.
We'll find out together.
Oh yeah, now comes the awards. So we have two sections of awards. One is awards might be a bit of a strong word. It's more like bestowing titles upon people. So that is
Acknowledgements.
acknowledgements. That is a thank you. That's a good word. um. So yeah, without further ado, we have a blue carpet, and the first award is most esoteric knowledge bearer. And let's see if this animation actually works. We've assigned acknowledgements to every one of these, and you can see a very special snail that has a star, which is thank you to Finch for creating that.
It's so cute.
It is very cute.
Acknowledgement gone to Tesh. No, Tesh always comes with the most fun facts, or just things or knowledges. Like the presentation that was just held. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for letting us in the mod team. Next one. Cole, do you wanna?
Yeah, sure. I'm a slight delay. We have most tentacle night owl, so I don't think this is gonna be contested, to be honest here. But this one goes to somebody who is both very technical, helps a lot with the back end of the PBC, but is also a night owl and is up at hours that are confusing. And such an award goes to who is not here right now, but we will congratulate them later.
Absolutely. Absolutely, we will. The next one, this is you can guess this. If you've watched the stream, you can guess who this might be. The next one is the Cat Lord, which is the creator of our beautiful cats, and that is not much explaining to do because that award goes straight to Math. Loving the insight. Okay, cool.
All right then. Next one we got kindest overlord. So this is for the person who oversees everything here, but is also like overlord. It kind of you get a bad rep for overlord. A lot of people they hear overlord they think evil. No, this overlord is not evil at all. This goes to our very 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 kind person who founded the PBC, which is Finch. None of this would exist without Finch. Therefore, the kindest overlord.
Absolute kindest.
Oh, thank you. I'm honored.
All right. The next one we have going to most dedicated editor. This is someone who edits all coffee shop chats show episodes, not shows. There's not several shows. Episodes. And this one is so the person is also not here today, but this acknowledgement goes to Az. Next one.
They are a wonderful editor and generally very, very on top of it.
Yes,
Really great.
they absolutely are. And the next one is most dynamic duo. So we have two people here, as it is a duo that we are presenting. And this is two people who are always in for a good mood, who are honestly just read each other's minds at this point, I feel like. And if we need two people to do something, to hold something, to stream something, they're always there. And that is one, Cole,
Hey,
and
thank you.
two, Goat.
What can I say? She's the goat.
She's the goat. Shout out to this duo. All right, next one.
All right, so next up we got most efficient organizer. This is the person who keeps things running pretty much around here. I don't know what we were doing before this person joined the team actually. This person knows their way around an Excel spreadsheet incredibly well, produces many, many, many documents, and whenever there is a project that is running, even if they are not directly involved, they are incredibly helpful. Come over and fix all of our janky little documents so that they actually look good and make sense and are useful. And this goes to Quills. Honestly, you're a whiz. You're amazing.
Thank you very much. That is very kind. I have great fun. Yeah, fun fact, I was not on the Pod Jam team this year. I did tell myself I would not be because I did a lot of Offecon stuff, and then I don't know, things happened.
You were incredibly helpful regardless of whether or not you were. You may not have been officially on the team, but you still provided a lot of help anyway.
Thank you. That is very kind. I appreciate that. Next up, we have most attentive LP runners. These are two people who are there for every book club period, who make sure all the book clubs run smoothly, who do the votes, who do the streams, whom, yeah, honestly, just keep the book club running. And those would go to one, Kristen, and two, Meg. So if you've ever attended a book club stream, then you will most likely have met one of the two, or both of them. And we're very grateful because they come up once a week at the same time, stream, keep the discussions lively. Absolute appreciation.
Yeah, like Owen just pointed out, they put the book club into podcast book club.
They do. They truly do.
Okay, and we have best archive maintainer. This is the person who keeps the file server alive, who makes sure that we don't lose anything, that we've got everything backed up in some place that isn't the Google Drive and isn't just the Discord server. And without this person, we wouldn't have an archive. We wouldn't have anything to reference back to. Lucille!
Yes.
Woo!
Super grateful for that. Next one is the quickest ticket master. This is someone who is honestly on top of every single ticket always, regardless if someone else is there to answer them maybe. But no, this person is always there. Whenever there's a ticket that's unanswered, uh, it'll be answered. You know for sure. And this one goes to Owen.
So good. Honestly, there's been multiple times where I'm like, oh, let me just, I'll check out this ticket and where's the information I need for this ticket? Oh, it's been answered in the time that I was differing.
Yes, yes.
You're so good at them.
So if you've met Owen in a ticket, you know why.
Honestly, shout out because tickets are really important because it's like any kind of communication between ourselves and the rest of you guys in an official capacity has to go through the tickets, so they're incredibly important. But
They
yeah.
are. They are. So thank you for that. Next, we have submitted awards. These are, I think we've taken some directly and some we've taken a bit of a unique spin on them. I can't remember actually. But these are awards that were submitted by members for us to do. Uh, so the first one is the most red stringable podcast. And we've decided to take from the pool of podcasts we've listened to in the podcast book club. So just that there's not an endless sea of podcasts out there. And the verdict has honestly, I find it sometimes very hard because I feel like a lot of podcasts are also just not red stringable. But this one I feel like it is. I thought it was super fun and easy to follow along. I had a great time, and it had a pretty straightforward plot, in my opinion. And this would be Brimstone Valley Mall.
Cool.
Yes.
It's a mystery at heart, which is I feel what makes it very red stringable. So as you're making connections and slowly being revealed clues and such.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. And next we had submitted most likely to give an offering, a singular french fry, and get mopped by a flock of seagulls. And for this one, we've picked someone from our very own mod team. Um, they are here today. And no, we've I've yeah, I'll just reveal. This one will be Finch. Because I just feel like Finch would be very kind, kindest overlord as you have heard before, very kind, offer a seagull, a singular French fry, and then suddenly they're all there.
Thank goodness we didn't have any fries in Whitby.
Truly.
I definitely would have tried to feed a seagull because I'd never really seen seagulls before.
There we go. And next, I'm not sure if this is the last one or the second last one, but next we have Best Audio Drama Meme. And this one we also pulled from within the PBC and one that was created for the PBC. And this one would be this beautiful meme that says, baking my long distance boyfriend into a cookie because I miss him, and it is Sneal. And who would not, honestly?
The BBC yearns for Sneal. This is
It
true.
does. Yeah,
Yeah.
it truly does. Oh, there's one more. Then we also have a Cool Art Award. And for this one, we did not want to dig through the entirety of the art chat because that is a lot of artwork. But there is one that is PPC related, which feels on brand for the server anniversary stream. And for this, we have picked one that was honestly just I just thought it was super fun and cool, and I was super stoked. Uh, so we have picked this beautiful image of Sneal made by Toby. I think it's super cool that fan art of Sneal exists.
And just pointing out the Ziploc bag there.
Yep, in a
The
Ziploc bag.
presentation
It
is
really
elite.
adds.
Does
Truly.
anyone remember why the Sneal is in a Ziploc bag?
Toby
It
didn't
must be
say. The
contained.
caption just says like Sneal is in Ziploc jail in the chat.
Huh. I don't remember.
It must be contained.
It was only
Cannot
like a
be
week
allowed
or
out.
two ago. It's recent memories.
I don't remember. But I think I think it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. This is true.
So, with that, we have come to the end of the award ceremony. I hope you have enjoyed this acknowledgement bestowing time. And we would love to read out some member messages that were also sent in. We did not send them ourselves. Don't worry. Maybe we can just take turns here.
I'll read this massive one. That is wow. This one's a big one. Okay, guys. So this member message says, "Thank you so much for all your hard work. I've only joined recently for PodJam, but it's really clear you all put a lot of effort into not only maintaining the server, but keeping it lively by hosting events and encouraging community discussion and bonding. I've actually talked about this with my friends before, but it's so crazy cool how much everyone knows each other in the server and how much people know about otherwise really small podcasts that I've never heard of before. It is such an awesome space, and I'm super glad to have joined. Super excited to see what the next year brings. Many exclamation marks and a bunch of congratulatory emojis. That is so sweet. Oh my gosh, that is the end of the message already, by the way. It ended at the emojis. This is me just gushing over the fact that it's such a nice thing to say.
It's
Oh
a
my
super.
gosh.
It melted my heart when I read it as well. It's just super nice message. And we are,
People who
At least
joined
it's really
recently.
cool when-
yeah,
yeah, people joining for events and then getting into the rabbit hole of like seeing what the rest of the server is like is always really cool.
Mm,
it is. You lure them in, and then they gotta stay.
that's the
We are the
pipeline.
anglerfish.
We are the anglerfish.
Oh. I need a PVC anglerfish emoji now.
Moth.
Catfish, quite literally.
Yes.
Oh,
If we did an anglerfish, we could have like the PB, the pod jam logo with like the little light.
oh
Oh, that's
yeah.
Oh,
so cool.
Ideas are brewing. Yes. So the next one was sent in by Jess. And it says, thanks for providing a friendly, safe space for me to learn about new shows and not to shut up about my own show without feeling guilt or shame. Yes, I'm the heinous investigations person. Truly, thank you. You all are very kind. And that is also so sweet. I think
It
it's,
is.
yeah, I agree. I think it's a super, PBC is a super nice place just to like gush about your favorite shows and your own show and everything you've made. And everyone's like so excited and supportive, which I really love.
That's lovely.
May I take the final one?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I think there's a very specific way it needs to be read.
Okay.
Thanks for the worm.
Beautiful. Um,
Incredible.
I'm a little lost on this one. I'll be real, but I'm giving a thumbs up.
I feel like
I
maybe
mean,
some
I don't know
people.
about you guys, but I am just handing people worms join. So, you know.
It was you. No. Love this.
It's beautiful.
Yes. So very kind, very thank you. We really appreciate when messages like that reach us because it's a pure passion project. It's very nice.
Mm.
Okay. Last section that we have for today is Q&A. And one question has already been answered in a whole presentation. So therefore, we have one other question that we will talk about. And in the meantime, if you have any questions that you would like to ask us, anything at all, feel free to drop them and we will answer them. What happened with Sneal being ziplocked? Yeah, we're not sure. What happened with Sneal being ziplocked?
Really a question only Toby can answer.
No, you were. I will just for you. I will go back to the slide, uh, so you can see, which is that you have been bestowed the Cool Art Award with
Apparently,
Sneal
it's
being
because Toby's
ziplocked.
evil.
Because you're evil.
Mr. G!
Oh my god,
I forgot about Mr. G.
Podcast throwback.
that
You
brings
made me
back.
cry.
Oh my god, I don't know.
I'm gonna like flashback.
Cole's
Oh,
having a moment.
something we can talk about. That actually could have been contenders for the art.
It could
Like
have.
the Ziploc
Yeah.
Sneal is amazing, but we did completely gloss over the fact that Mr. G, oh no,
I
Holly,
completely forgot.
we were supposed to be watching him. Oh
What?
no. Oh no, because if we weren't watching Mr. G, who was watching Mr. G?
Has anyone taken their eyes off Mr. G?
I think it's like a weeping angel type situation.
Oh, it's over for us.
Escape.
We do need to alert the SCP archives. We do. For context, Mr. G is a product of PodCamp and exists in the lore now. If you want more context on that, you can watch the VOD of the closing ceremony in which we did a Kahoot run by a certain Mr. G. If you need more information after that, just ask around, is what I'll say. Certain people know, and then certain people can tell you about Mr. G and their encounters.
There's some fan art and fan fiction floating around somewhere
Yeah.
in this server.
Truly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about that completely. That should have been in here. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that question.
We had a real question too, I think. Amidst all the Mr. G-ing.
Snail versus cat.
Uh-huh. Ooh, which one?
This is from Okus.
Uh-huh.
Lumi.
Lumi
Lumi.
versus all the cats? Snail versus all the cats?
Is this a question of like,
Is
is
this like
Snail different from a cat?
Are they fighting?
Or are they fighting?
Yeah, are they
Yeah.
fighting? Or just like what's better?
Well, like, maybe it's like, what is the difference between these two?
Mm.
Up to interpretation. Okay, thank you, Lumi.
I can get back to the cats.
I think Snail probably has magic combat powers.
That was a bad idea.
Yeah,
This
I
is my
mean,
hot
Snail's
take
like a
today.
scientific experiment gone wrong, essentially, right? So there's no telling what they can do. We don't know the extent of their power.
True.
I like Owen's point that they would not be fighting as they're all friends.
This is true.
Maybe sibling fighting. Snail versus cat. I feel just Snail is a cat at this point. It's just
I
living with the
agree.
cats.
But I do think that Snail could kill God.
Yeah, it's not a matter of like, if we know that Snail can do this, but it's also not a question of when, because I don't think Snail would do something like that, you know?
Mm,
And Snail identifies as cat. I don't know if Snail personally identifies as a cat, but we have identified Snail as a cat.
yes.
I think Snail is like those situations where you have animals raised by different animals. So like Snail is like not a cat raised by cats, which makes them a cat.
Precisely. Yeah.
All the
Agreed.
cat mannerisms and behaviors.
Yeah.
So I hope that answers your question.
I like that we anticipate PBC related like work questions and then people are asking us about Snail. I really respect that.
It's
Apparently.
important to know.
And Lumi feels more enlightened. So that's a win.
This is, you know,
Beautiful.
we do need a PBC lore master. This is true. Yeah, maybe that's going to be a new. We're going to be hiring for the staff. I'm going to put a new application section in for lore master.
Lawmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's necessary for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Joey was saying that he sometimes forgets that Snail is not real and Googles Snail, and then nothing comes off because Snails aren't real life. And I will add to that I have crocheted Snail, and Snail exists as a 3D plushie in my room. And while crocheting, I've been amongst people, and they've asked me, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I have to explain to them that I'm crocheting the mix of a seal and a snail. And they're very confused as to why I would do such a thing.
A fictional creature that
Yeah.
yeah. It's
But then
not.
it's
You
like
can't even be like, oh, it's from a book or anything, because it's not.
it's
If you were
not.
to explain like the origins of it to some random person, it's like it's just so much.
So yeah, I always get asked what snail is. I'm like snail. You know, it
Yeah.
exists. Exactly, he just is. Okay. So I guess we can answer the question that was submitted and see if there's any more questions coming in. So the question is favorite PBC related thing you've had happen to you since joining the server or team. For example, something happened as a result of joining or a conversation or event and so forth. Do you guys have anything?
I have a fun answer for this one.
Shoot.
Something happened to me which literally would not be possible if I wasn't a member of the PBC. Like the circumstances would not be possible.
Oh, you cut out for me at least, Cole.
A whole channel for it. If you're interested in chatting to people about that, the channel is still there. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so I got a copy of Listen Closely, and then I went from the UK to America specifically. I was in Vegas at the when this happened, and I had this. I read the book on the plane, and I finished reading it in my hotel in Vegas. And I wrote a little message in it because I like to donate books, and I don't know about anyone else. Some people think this is like a terrible thing to do to a book, right? To like write in a book. But I think it's really cute when you go to a charity shop, you pick it up, and there's a little message inside, or somebody's annotations, or some notes. You know, somebody had this book before you, they experienced it, and perhaps they loved it, perhaps they didn't, but they left their mark on it. And I think I like that shared history. So I wrote a little note in the book, and it said, this note said, this book has traveled from the UK to Las Vegas to find someone else who can share its joy during these uncertain times. I hope you love it too. And then I put a little at podcast book club, and then I forgot there's a dash between podcast and book club, and hastily put that above the thing. I wasn't expecting anything to come of that because I just donated it to a random charity shop. Well, not charity shop, a thrift store, because we're not in the UK, we're in America. So just donated that. Didn't think anything of it. That was about, let's say, early October, I think, end of September. Yeah, or was it late October? Either way, something like that. And then later, I'm not sure of the exact date because I've got a screenshot, but it says 20 past 1, which is not a date. Ray from the Night Post found it and said that finally got a copy of Listen Closely used since I'm not in the UK, and look what I found inside. And then Tesh was immediately able to like say, I think it's cool. That's so cool, and alerted me. And I was like, that is really cool. I didn't expect to actually physically see the passage of like where this book had ended up. But I could because of the PVC, and that's really cool, especially because I think certain regions have difficulty um finding this book. Also, thank you, Owen. It was found in December on the 2nd, so very quick actually. I think certain people have difficulty getting their hands on this book. Um, so the fact that I was able to transport it with me to a whole other country and get it to someone, I think is just absolutely amazing. And I love that it found somebody who would appreciate it and didn't just end up in like a bin somewhere or something. So that is absolutely beautiful. And thank you to Ray for letting us know that you found it.
Yes,
That's crazy. I can't get over that.
that was crazy. I agree. That was also a moment where I was like, how do I explain this to how do I explain to other people that I'm freaking out about this? And it's so cool that this
Yeah.
happened. Anyone else have a cool PBC related thing that happened to you to share?
Yeah, I have like a fairly adjacent thing. I was in DC, Washington, DC, like a month or so ago for some tuberculosis advocacy stuff. Um, and Finch was like, "Hey, I have been wanting to go to DC for a while." And so he came out to DC. He hung out for a little bit, and he gave me his copy of Listen Closely. So I too have a secondhand PBC copy of Listen Closely, which is lovely, and I'm hanging on to it until I come across another podcast person who is in need of a lovely little podcast book.
Oh, that's so lovely. I didn't know. That's so nice.
Yeah. So all of the copies of Listen Closely are just traveling between podcasters.
Yes, they're just moving around. Truly. It makes so much sense, honestly. It makes so much sense.
I love that though.
Me too. Oof. I gotta think about it. I think the fact that we met up was definitely would not have been possible without the PPC either, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
would have not known any of you. No, that's super
I'd
fun.
never met an online friend in person before. So that was kind of like a big thing to do for me as well. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done that
I
otherwise.
I traveled by myself from the United States to the UK, which is just insane, you know. That's the type of thing that people also tell you not to do. Like, don't travel internationally just to meet up with people from the internet. And I did that, you know what I mean?
It worked out this time.
What's quite lovely is that or quite funny about the situation is that I was so confident about it because I was like, there's no way that this group of people who I keep doing these very sort of like passion driven, community focused, lovely projects with could be evil. So like what gave me the confidence to like actually go, yeah, I'll meet you guys.
Yes. Yeah, at this point, you have to think, like, if you've been working together for so long, how evil can the other side really be?
Yeah, I also think we speak just so much on calls and things that I've met up with online friends before, and there's been like an awkward period of like adjusting to being in person. And that really didn't happen, like meeting up with you guys. I don't know if that means we spend too much time around each other or what exactly that means, but interesting to note.
A fact.
I know when you guys first turned up the first day, I was just yapping a mile a minute because I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna tell you everything ever. I can see you guys now. Blah 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 blah. You guys can get space to speak the next day, I guess."
As it so happens. Yes. There was a question, I already answered it, from before, what Listen Closely is. And I just want to also answer it verbally, just in case anyone else is also confused. It's a book written by Leon Egan. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Egan? Egan? I'm very sorry. But it's a book about two teens who listen to audio dramas, which is very special because we listen to audio dramas. And there's not a lot of books out there about people listening to audio dramas. So it is a book, is the short answer.
Yeah, and
Every
it's
10
really
pages
fun
you will
to
go,
read.
wait, I know that show that they mentioned.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. There's podcasts mentioned.
And it's very good too. Highly recommend.
Oh, yes. I highly recommend picking it up. Such a good book.
And written by the same person who created Tale No Tales.
Which is what we are currently listening to in the podcast book club.
I did not know that. That's really cool.
Yeah. So, and I think we're just 5 episodes in. So on Friday, episode 6 and 7 will be played. So if you want to listen along to Tell No Tales, you can catch up until including episode 5, and then listen along.
That wasn't planned, by the way. You guys voted for this, so shout out to the PBC members for voting for a great show.
Yes. Okay. Is there any questions left for us? Otherwise, we've also been streaming for 1.5 hours, so I feel.
Woo!
I'll just move on. If there anything else pops up, let us know. We just wanted to take one quick slide to look at the next year in preview.
Ooh, spoilers for the future.
Not that
balls
much.
now.
Write this down. Write this down. No, we just want to look a bit at what we will be doing. PodCamp 2.0, second PodCamp year is upon us. PodCamp is a fiction podcasting creation event where you write, voice, and edit the episode in 96 hours. It is entirely in September, so from signups to the ending ceremony, it's all in the month of September. And yeah, that we're excited to have year 2 happen. The return of Mr. G, maybe. Who knows?
Oh yes. Oh no, I've been reminded. Also, just shout out to like if you've had a look at Podjam and you're like, oh, I just missed Podjam, or oh, Podjam wasn't like the right time for me or anything like that. PodCamp is like a very like concentrated Podjam, essentially. If you want to give that all a
But for
try.
that reason, I don't really think we would recommend people who are brand new to audio drama try
Oh
it,
yeah.
just because it's such an intense weekend. Unless you're just really brave, in which case, more power to you.
Yeah.
Truly. Yep. It is everything in 96 hours. So we recommend not trying Alpha Editor if you've never touched an editing software before, because that might be a bit hard to learn in a short amount of time. But for that, PodJam next year will be your bet. Then, well, we do have many fun plans in the works. I don't think we can reveal too much about them, but no, things are coming. And if you ever have anything you want us to do or have any ideas to be implemented, do let us know. We are open to taking suggestions and ideas. Yes, I feel like I should probably not be the one announcing this, but Finch and Moth will be at TAFCon this year. If you are going or want to meet up, I will let you speak this, Finch.
Yeah. June 14th in Boulder, Colorado. I'll be on a panel talking about community and audio fiction, and Moth will just be there to hang out.
Exactly.
I'm
This is
so
the
jealous.
moment. Yeah, me too.
I'm ridiculously jealous.
I have like in Google Flights, I'm like getting email updates whenever the price of plane tickets changes, just on the off chance they fall to like $100. Then I'd be
Oh,
there, but they keep staying like
They
right
keep
under
not
500,
doing
and
that.
I'm not
Yeah.
paying $500.
yeah. Rooting for you. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I
And
hope everybody who goes has a blast. It should be
yes,
super cool.
yep. I think it's probably gonna be great. I'm also jealous.
They're streaming some of the panels though, right?
Yeah, the main stage ones. So I think all the panels might be main stage. But yeah, I know at least the panel that I'm on will be streamed.
Oh, you know what? I think it'd be fun if we, those of us who can't go, did a little watch party in the PBC.
Ooh.
I think that'd be really
Yeah,
cute.
we should.
Yeah.
Are the online tickets paid? I can't remember.
I believe they were.
We can hang
I
out
don't.
and watch like independently,
Yeah,
you know.
that's fine.
Yeah,
We
collectively
wouldn't want to
money, but
take any of the
everybody.
money away.
Exactly.
We're
That's what
not.
like.
pocket-
No. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
That'd be super fun.
$20. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, perfect. So yeah, if you can't make it, then you can watch the online. You can for $20 you can watch it. Yes, and we are also. This is also an interest check with the crowd. But we are thinking of if anyone would be interested in having some cool like little merchandise from the PBC, little keychains. I remember we had a couple things we keep cooking up, but we never actually committed to actually doing.
Me.
I think a Sneal enamel pin would be really cool. I
Yes,
would love a little Sneal to like put on a jacket.
yes.
Firstly, I adore keychains. My keys, I teach English ESL, and whenever like I'm teaching the word keys, I just get my keys out because they're there, and it's much more demonstrative than me trying to explain the concept of a key. And then my students are always like, "What?" Because it's covered in key rings. So I would love another keyring.
More keyrings for Cole.
The students.
Okay, that sounds very positive. I like that. Now the pressure is on to cook something up.
No deadline. No deadline.
No, none at all. So yeah, that was it from our end for this year's server anniversary stream. Thank you so much for everyone.
And just if you're ever interested in being involved in the behind the scenes, check out the website, check out the staff application. We'd love to have a little bit more help. We do a lot of stuff, and having an extra hand in the works would be super helpful.
Always. Never change? Okay. Noted.
No, no much, guys. We're not changing.
We're never doing anything else. This is it.
Oh,
Guess we're
thank you
not
so
gonna get
much.
snail time.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Stay in the same clothes the rest of your life. Thank you, Ollie. Thank you. Aw, that's really
Thank
sweet.
you. Thank you very much.
Massively appreciate you all. We
Truly.
make stuff, but we couldn't make it if there was no one to like engage with us and hang out with us and make cool things for us. None of that would be possible without you guys. So, right back at you.
Exactly. And the cool things like Sneal, they're member created.
Mm.
So thank you.
Mr. G also.
Mr. G also. Yeah.
I'm dubious about whether or not I'm thanking for that one, but like that's also something that was member created.
We just provide the framework and then people take it way out of context and it grows. And now it haunts us like 6 months later. And I respect that, as it should.
Mm.
I totally forgot. Okay. Unless there's any more questions for us, which I don't see, that it is from us. Thank you so much for joining us for this server anniversary stream. Thank you for joining us in the podcast book club, for listening to shows. And bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.